Lamelo Ball. Obviously, we know all of the backstory. It seems like we do this every season. Is it time to move him, start fresh, send him somewhere where he can start fresh? All of those great things contribute to this question. A, is it time to turn the page on young Lamelo Ball?
Yes, I think so.
Okay.
Listen, let him flourish. Let him go be around some veteran leadership, some guys that can winning culture where it can kind of trickle down and rub off on him, and he gets an opportunity in this second quarter of his career in year 6, year 7, where he can have a real opportunity to compete at the highest level, especially with seeing his peers do the same thing. One person that I can reference that this worked for was Aaron Gordon down in Orlando. Remember, Aaron Gordon was a high pick, and it just didn't pan out in Orlando. You send him to Denver, where he's a second option or a third option type of a guy. All of the pressure isn't on him to win, and he's flourished. He's a champion now. He's one of the guys that we look to when we start talking about Denver and how successful they can be and the pieces that they need. We speak about Aaron Gordon. We speak about AG. I think LaMelo Ball can be one of those guys. I think he can do that. I think he could be in his hometown of LA with the Clippers. They've been looking for a point guard of the future, somebody that they can look for, some young energy, some fresh blood that's familiar with the scene, familiar with the city and the fan base. I think the Clippers are a great fit for LaMelo, but I definitely think it's time for them to move on. You compare him with some of those veteran guys that are over there that's at the tail end of their careers, where they can kind of phase out, and now you have a fresh young point guard that's local, that can do some special things right there in your backyard. I think that scenario makes sense to me personally.
Well, let's look at the machine. The machine's Conrad, by the way. Here are the 3 teams, and you did mention the Clippers also have the Mavs there, which would be an Anthony Davis type situation. You're moving him. Just think of LaMelo with the rest of that roster. You mentioned the Clippers, and then this one at the bottom, the Atlanta Hawks, seems like the most less paperwork, because it'd basically be LaMelo for Trae Young, boom, fresh start. Are you sticking with Clippers, or would you change that up? Okay, Chandler, why are you making that face?
Well, I would hate for Trae Young to go to Charlotte, so that one's out for me. I don't want to see him go there. I think Clippers. I think that makes the most sense. Yeah. I think that makes the most sense. I think they need a fresh franchise player. He's from there. He's electric. And I think when you put LaMelo Ball with good players, he is so much better. You look at his 39% from the field and 28% from 3. He does take some crazy shots, and he's not the most efficient player the way he plays, because he's kind of a high-risk, high-reward type of guy with a shot taker and the attempts that he's even attempting. But when you have good players and you have a James Harden, you have a Kawhi Leonard, you don't have to do as much. You don't force as much. You're not taking these one-legged 35-foot step backs. I think when LaMelo Ball is at his best, he will be the second or third best player on the team, and he can pick and choose the spots. He can still have nights where he erupts and goes for 40, 45, 50 points. But he's a playmaker. He's a big guard. He sees the floor, but he has to be more efficient. My point guard can't shoot 39% from the field and 28% from 3. It's just never going to work. You're not going to win games like that. He needs to be surrounded by better players in a better situation, and he's not right now in Charlotte. So I do think that he needs to get moved, and I don't think he's ever going to reach his full potential playing for the Charlotte Hornets. And I think he's too good to not. I want to see him play in the playoffs.
Yeah, I agree with Chandler. I don't want to see the Hawks flip out. I want to see Trae Young. I want to see LaMelo Ball. I want to see both of those guys get fresh starts and real opportunities to compete at a high level. For me, the Clippers make the most sense. And Chandler, like you said and like I said, you put him around some vets, some guys that's going to hold him accountable. Say, hey, man, all right, listen. This is how we're going to go about it, and we're going to clean up some of this, and this is our way to it, especially if you pair him with a Kawhi Leonard, somebody that he can look at and say, hey, that's a 2-time champ right there. He kind of know what he got going on. That's a vet that I can listen to. That's somebody I can follow. If you put him around a bunch of young guys that haven't done much, he's going to be back on the same thing. Like, I'm just like y'all, and I'm going to do what I want. So to be around some vets that's going to hold him accountable and help him kind of get to that next level, I think that'll be great for him.
How about Chris Paul? Like, how about him being able to learn from Chris Paul in that role?
Well, you got like 20 more minutes, so you better hurry up then and make this trade happen if you're going to do that.
Yeah.
Lauri Markkanen. This one's spicy. Only 28, so keep that in mind. Great hair, and has also been on the trade block rumors thing for like a while now. 29 points a game is what he's averaging right now, and being talked about with a lot of teams that could really use him. Danny Ainge apparently, and rightfully so, sounds like he wants a king's ransom for Lauri Markkanen's services. So let me ask you this. First of all, Chandler, is this the year we finally see Markkanen move?
I hope so, because he's having an unbelievable year, and most people don't get a chance to watch him play because they're not on national TV, and you're not going to watch the Jazz play this year.
Wow.
This is the guy that he gets me going. He's the guy that can really make a good team a great team. The way he shoots the ball, he's so efficient. Damn near 50% from the field, damn near 40 from the three, and 90 from the free throw. He plays within himself, and he's such a plug-and-play, pick-and-pop big, where the two teams that would get me going would be the San Antonio Spurs and the Detroit Pistons, San Antonio Spurs. I think he makes them an immediate contender. I think both teams have assets and picks where they could acquire him, and I think he is the perfect fit to go with Wemby. Can you imagine Wemby and this dude stretching the floor?
Yes, I can. Mm-hmm.
I think can you imagine Cade Cunningham actually having that second option, and they have they have all 5 of their picks in the future. They have Jaden Ivey, who's attractive. They have a couple other assets they could throw in with those picks. Lauri Markkanen makes the Pistons the best team in the East. And Lauri Markkanen makes the Spurs real dangerous in the West.
I got a team. Do we not like a Kuminga swap for Markkanen out in Golden State? Do we not like that?
That is that big splash.
Utah would never do that.
Utah would never do that.
Just a thought. You put
Kuminga
out there with Ace Bailey and them young guys, you get a chance to start fresh. You talk about a guy that needs more minutes, that wants to be a star. I mean, you already got Lauri. You already have him. So if you're going to move him, you want to go younger. You want to start fresh. So, I don't know. Just a thought.
Younger. So young already. Okay, fine. Here's the deal. These are the 3 teams. We didn't have Golden State in our little machine here. We did have the Spurs and the Pistons, as Chandler already mentioned, and they do have the Spurs.
Be nice too,
I know. I was going to say. So then we threw Miami up there as well.
Miami works. Yeah.
How are we feeling about that?
Yeah, like you throw a Jovic or a Jaime Jaquez mixed with a Norman Powell situation. I'd like to obviously keep Hero and Bam there, so I don't know exactly logistically how they would do that. But Lauri Markkanen makes the Heat dangerous in the East too. So I think that's my point. I think him, of all the names we're going to discuss, I think he's kind of that game changer, franchise changing piece that really moves the needle on a trade. Like, you put LaMelo Ball on the Clippers right now, I think they get better, they get younger, I think their future is brighter. I don't think they become a much better basketball team right away. Put Lauri Markkanen on any of those 3 teams, now we're talking. Now they're a better basketball team.
Yeah, I like Miami as well. Waiter would be in that conversation as well. He's another guy that's making some waves, that's playing well for them, that'll probably be in that mix. But I like Miami as well for Lauri.
Yeah, where is this?
All right. Let's move on to Kuminga. Again, these are another name that we just keep talking about. Will he, won't he be moved? What else is there to say? We know exactly what's been going on. We know whether he plays or doesn't play. It's sort of a crazy situation. So I'm wondering, can they get a real star, Lou? Like, because Chandler balked at the idea that the Utah Jazz would want Kuminga. So now I'm wondering, what can they get for Kuminga?
Yeah, I'm not really sure what they can get for him. That'd be interesting to me. I like that. I like pairing him up with Ace Bailey, but another team, and I'm sure we'll talk about it, I like Sacramento and Dallas as well. I think those are 2 teams that I also can see him flourishing and being in a great position to be the player that he wants to be outside of Golden State. In Sacramento, he's going to get a lot of opportunity. He's going to get the basketball. He's going to be featured. They're going to put him in a position to be successful. They're going to put him in a position to be the guy. If, you put together a package for one of the, their star players, say you throw a DeMar DeRozan in that conversation or you throw Levine in that conversation, like that can be something different that I like for him in Sacramento, for him to be able to go out there and get off as a hooper. Dallas is another one. You put him out there with some of those young guys, and you talk about size. You put him with Cooper Flagg and Kyrie when he comes back from injury, and all of those guys. You have a lot of size out in Dallas. I like those 2.
Yeah, I'll say
right, those are 2.
It just feels like he's going to be on the Kings. It really does. It just feels like he's going to be on the Kings.
Okay, well, there you go. So that's 2 of the 3 that are mentioned. But let me just skip down to the Bucks, since you guys already mentioned the Kings and the Mavericks. Hear me out, because we're going to hear the trade rumors with the Bucks when they can't figure things out or they start to go downhill. Giannis, first for round picks, 4 first-round picks. Hello. Talk to me about the idea that you could possibly get Giannis in Golden State.
Oh, you're saying? I don't like the fit. I don't like the fit of Kuminga and Giannis together, and I don't think
No,
Kuminga,
not together.
I think it's going to take more. We're talking Giannis. I think it's going to take more than that. I think they're going to have to ship out a lot more than Kuminga and 4 first-round picks. If you look at the history of kind of what these guys have brought in trade value, and the Rudy Gobert trade, and the Desmond Bain trade. Desmond Bain, now we're talking Giannis. I think it's going to take way more. And without Giannis in the deal, I don't like Giannis and Kuminga basketball-wise at all on the team. But I don't see that happen. If I'm Milwaukee, there's no. And I love Kuminga. I've been riding for Kuminga for 2 years but no, I don't see that working.
No space, and I'm good.
Okay, there you go. We say no. That one's squashed. All right, we're going to take a quick break. On the other side, a little more. Run it back. Holiday edition.